Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the news of the day. Of course, we're in fourth week of free agency, which basically means it's over. It's pretty much it's done. All right. So right now we're in the wait and see mode for Tony Romo. No news on that. Pretty much the news of the day has been all about the Raiders, right? So that's been the main focus. That's what all the owners were voting on today. It got passed. They're moving to Las Vegas. All right. So the Romo news, that's kind of on the back burner, but maybe it'll pick up here in the next day or two. If nothing comes of that, the next milestone will be April 17th, which will be the Cowboys organized volunteer off-season workouts, right? So at that point, will he be at the complex working out? Will it be awkward? What will happen there? Okay, so that's the next milestone. So first we get past the owners' meetings, see if anything comes from it. From what I gather here, Stephen Jones is running point on this, along with Jerry, obviously. But while we're on that subject, we're talking about the roster and we're talking about the future of the roster. So this is serious. That means cap mode is in full effect, as you know. Okay, so let's talk about this. All right, so basically, Jerry Jones has been the man here with the Cowboys. I think the last few drafts. In the last few seasons, we've been seeing a slow transition of power to Stephen Jones, right? We're not seeing a lot of these crazy deals anymore. We're not seeing big splashes in free agency. The philosophy has changed, obviously, and this is because of Stephen Jones. Jerry has given him more power, and the transition is ongoing. And today at the meetings, we have a couple of good quotes here from Stephen Jones, and this kind of backs up further what I'm talking about here. So let's take a look at this slide. This is a quote. Now let me be real clear. If a great offensive player shows up that's of great value to us, that doesn't mean we aren't going to pick an offensive player. But, okay, this is the important part here. But our focus is on defense. And even though we lost some numbers on defense, some of them we were ready to move on from. And then there are others. Obviously, we replaced our corner in free agency with Carroll. We had 4 other really good corners as it turned out last year. Okay, so the main thing that I want to concentrate on that quote is we were ready to move on from. Okay, there were some that we were ready to move on from. Okay, so I think in past years, we would have seen the Cowboys re-sign some of these guys. As fans, we need to get used to this. All right, this is going to be the norm here. So, for example, if DeMarcus Lawrence has a good season this year, and I already talked about this, I can see them moving on. Okay, so he hasn't done much. I mean, he's contributed here and there. Same thing with these guys that they let go. They contributed. You know, they did their thing, but they're not in the paying big money game anymore. They're out of that game. Stephen Jones. The philosophy is his, and Jerry has given him that power there. Okay, so under Stephen Jones, they're fine letting these guys walk out the door, and there was a lot of them, right? So, but he's being real about the roster, and a lot of fans were too. You know, I mean, I kind of wanted Carr back, but Claiborne and all these other guys, I really absolutely didn't care for them to come back. They really haven't done anything. Okay, so hearing it from Stephen Jones validates that for me as well, that we're on the same page. All right, so let's take a look at another slide here that I have. Stephen Jones talking about the defense and our draft needs. Okay, so look at this. At the end of the day, the blanket stance on the defense is the number one priority. Is get more pressure, and right there with it is 1A. Make more plays on the ball, turnovers. Jones said. We've been middle of the pack to lower in terms of those two categories, and we have to improve. And that's how you win football games, all right? So Jerry Jones is talking about more pressure, and he's been talking about this for a while now. You know, I had another video here. I'll put a link to it. They're going to go defense, and they're going to go defense early and often. There's no doubt in my mind about this, okay? I don't think there's going to be an offensive player picked here until maybe the 3rd or 4th round, possibly. This is going to be all defense. I'll have a link to that first video that I have about Stephen Jones, where there's an interview of him at the Senior Bowl, and he's pretty much echoing the same thing here. Okay, pressure, that means a lineman. They got to get somebody. Okay, and then the 1A, plays on the ball and turnovers, that's going to be a cornerback, right? So they got to make plays on the ball. And they're talking about somebody that can make plays and the secondary. So, you know, concentrate on these guys that are making plays, force fumbles, that kind of thing. We'll take a closer look at some of these guys they've looked at and some other guys, all right? So, pretty interesting quotes here from Stephen Jones. And here's another here's another one here that just further talks about Stephen Jones. Okay, so look at this slide here. Quoting Stephen Jones. How do we get better? If we keep paying the guys who aren't making enough plays on defense lots of money. Alright, so it's absolutely true. Overpaying guys, and we know who they are. They weren't making plays, you know, big bloated contracts. And I think that's where Tyron Crawford is going to fall into this category. If he doesn't get it together here this year, especially if the defense is going to be improved, it's going to be improved. If he still isn't making plays, he'll be the next one probably to walk out the door. Okay, and that's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Okay, what do you think about Stephen Jones' comments here? And let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Stephen Jones is right on about drafting to get a pass rusher, 1A? A secondary player, right? So 1 is the defensive lineman, a pass rusher, and then the 1A looks like he's talking about secondary player, right? So let me know what you guys think, and we will be back here with more news as it breaks. We'll see if some Tony Romo news comes out here in the next day or two. These owners meetings are only until the 29th, and then that'll be it. All right, so please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you here for the next video. Thanks, guys.